Hey developers, ever felt like your TypeScript code is playing Russian roulette with runtime errors? Today we are diving into an ultimate type-safe survival kit that will transform your code from a potential disaster zone to a fortress. Imagine this scenario: you are building a complex application and suddenly bam, a runtime errors crash your entire system. Why? Because somewhere, somehow, data slipped through your type checks like a sand. Traditional type annotation are great, but they are not enough when your data comes from APIs, user inputs, or external sources. Simple interface can't protect you from the chaos of runtime type mismatches. Let's look at the code in the code editor. We have two types. First is the user role, which contains admin, editor, or viewer. The second one is user, which is the object that should contain ID like as a number, name as a string, role as a user role, and permission as an array of the strings. Then let's move to the isUser function, where at the first we'll check if data is an object and if it's not a null, and then we'll associate partial user to the data, and at the end we'll return information about that object, and we'll check if user ID is a number, username is a string, and user role is one of the admin, editor, or viewer, and at the end we'll check if user permission is an array. Next, let's move to the process user function, where we'll check if user data is valid, like in this place we'll check it, and if it's not valid we'll throw an error with the information invalid user data. Next we'll execute execute action, where we will console log message, like for admin we'll console log full system access granted, editor content modification allowed, and viewer read-only access. Now we can execute our process user and check how it works in this place, in this try and catch. So first run it with the correct data, and voila, full system access granted because it's an admin. When we'll change ID to the string and execute it we will get an error because it's a string, not a number. The same thing if we change the name to the number and execute it, we'll get an error. And then we can change it to the non-admin role, and also we'll get an error. You can see here it's an error, and let's back to the correct one and run it, and we see full system access granted. When we remove permission we'll also get an error, and when we'll change array to string we'll get an error. Let's back to it, and when we change, for example, to editor and execute it, it will be working, and we'll get an information that content modification allowed. And the same thing if we change it to viewer and execute it, read-only access, and voila, and it's working. As you can see, it's very easy to protect your code, catch errors early, and become the developer who prevents disaster before they happened. Like and subscribe for more TypeScript pro tips. Drop a comment with your most painful type-related bug, and let's learn together. See you!